We've come back to Bender Park in Oak Creek, where you can launch a boat, have a picnic, or hike a trail. In just a few minutes, Elizabeth Cramer joins a group of women for an ice fishing outing on Lake Superior. And then we'll attend the 6th annual Midwest Outdoor Heritage Education Expo for kids at MacKenzie Environmental Center near Poynette. But first, I'll get a sea kayaking lesson from instructor Dick Silberman. I'm Dan Small, and it's time once again for Outdoor Wisconsin.
Summer to fall, winter to spring, from Green Bay to where the St. Croix sings, from Catamaran to Superior Shore. Outdoor Wisconsin, outdoor Wisconsin.
There are many ways to enjoy an outing on Lake Michigan. You can fish, sail, or swim, but you can also go sea kayaking, and some folks do that year-round. Last summer, I joined instructor Dick Silberman for a sea kayaking lesson a few miles up the shore at South Shore Yacht Club. We've come out to South Shore Yacht Club here on Lake Michigan, and I'm with Dick Silberman. He's a level 4 sea kayak instructor. And Dick, you've got a couple boats here and some gear. Let's talk about what you brought.
Sure, Dan. What I brought today were 2 sea kayaks. They differ a little in style, but that's not important for us today. And sea kayaks, unlike the recreational kayaks or the sit-on tops, they don't have a flat bottom that rock and go over in the waves, and they don't belong out here on Lake Michigan. We've had some real tragedies. These, on the other hand, have a displacement hull like a sailboat, and you can edge them, and you can lay in the waves, you can bring them back up, all the other things. We've taken them out in all sorts of conditions, and they come from the Inuit design in Greenland, and they go out in everything. They stay out for days hunting seals. And when we look down at the boat, what we see are the basic parts. The top of the boat is the deck. The bottom of the boat is referred to as the hull, and where they meet, we call that the shear line. We sit in the cockpit, and if you notice, there's a nice rim around the cockpit, and that's so that we can hook our skirt in there, which keeps us moderately dry. And then we notice that there are different kinds of lines on here. We have stretchy bungee lines, and we always carry a spare paddle for safety, but we don't put anything much else on here. I always tell my students that's where you put the stuff you want to lose. The important lines, and we make sure not only we have them, but the other people we paddle with, are the deck lines, and if you notice, they're not tight. And they are used in rescuing and in towing. The next what makes it a sea kayak is there's a little wall at your feet. You can't see it, of course. There's a wall behind the cockpit, and then there's a wall back there. These create spaces so if the cockpit floods, they stay dry. And we never open up those hatches while we're on the water for the risk of flooding our kayak. You'll notice for safety reasons, there's a lot of things on me and on the boat. I don't have it on, but I always carry a marine radio. And by law, if it's on, it has to be on channel 16. You can't see everything. I have a whistle, I have a mirror, I have a stirrup to get people back into the boat. I have emergency cold weather stuff. If somebody spills and they have the chills, something to cover them with till we get them back. I carry a tow belt. This is for what we call a short and long tow for all different conditions, and I can, if need to, let out 25 to 30 feet of line to tow somebody. On the deck, I keep a pump in case I get water in there and I have to pump it out. That's the yellow thing. And then I have a very short tow line here where if somebody needs to be towed a very short distance, I can clamp on, have them lie on my boat, and tow them in. And finally, on the back deck, you see I have a yellow bag that's all compressed, and I can inflate that over a paddle for a paddle float to get back into my boat if I'm alone and there's nobody else to help me get back in. And then finally, people are surprised to hear that we paddle 12 months out of the year here, and by doing it, we wear these dry suits which have gaskets here, and I have booties so my feet are sealed in as well. The dry suit does not keep us warm, it keeps us dry. Underneath we'll wear a base layer, we'll wear some wool or something like it, and on a hot day in winter we sweat plenty. And sometimes we come home drenched in sweat. But if we should happen to have to go into the water, we're protected. And that's another thing a lot of folks don't have. We worry about them, Dan, when they come back down here in early spring. It's a nice day, they're in t-shirts and shorts, and it's an offshore breeze. Number one, offshore breezes bring up the cold water, the water gets colder. Number two, they fall in, it just keeps blowing them out and out and out. And they don't realize the hypothermia is so dangerous. And we try to educate. That's why a group of us instructors started a Facebook page, paddlesafely.com. Has no commercial input at all, is talking about safety issues. So Dan, how about we put these in the water and do a little paddling?
Sounds like fun.
Okay, let's go. And take small, gentle strokes.
All right.
It doesn't take much to move these. As long as you're having fun, it doesn't really matter. Looking good, looking very good. If I didn't know better, I think you've been on the water before.
A few times.
Nice.
So this is really a balance game then.
Yeah, you have to learn to rotate without going to the side.
Yeah.
And by taking shorter strokes, because once the paddle's at the hip, we like to bring it out. Because if we go back here, we're actually turning the boat.
Uh-huh. Beautiful day for it.
Oh, we have lucked out. It's a good day for teaching.
Well, Dick, this is a pretty calm day, but you like to get out in the big waves, don't you?
We do. It does require some advanced skills. One of the most important skills to learn after the basics is a brace, which is a means of slowing down you tipping over. It doesn't prevent it, it's using the blade. And then we use our leg to bring the boat up. It looks like that. And we can also brace into a wave. If a wave is rolling towards me and it's too big, I can lay down right in that wave. If I hold my paddle correctly, that wave will pick me up and just sometimes take me to shore.
No kidding.
The other skill is sculling, just to learn paddle control, where you alternate. We always say you're spreading butter and you don't want to tear the bread. And it turns out that can be quite powerful.
Oh yeah. Wow.
And really, that's how you finish a roll.
Uh-huh.
And the other thing, of course, is rolling the boat when it's upside down. Some of it's done with the paddle, a lot of it's done with the leg underneath, lifting the boat. And you really don't roll the boat, you kind of slide it under you and climb aboard. Yeah.
Ah, okay.
So once you have those skills, and also rescue skills, we'll go out with a group of us in anything practically, and it's wonderful. This is a paddler's paradise.
How long have you been paddling, Dick?
It's got to be over 20 years. I started in my 50s. My sports that I still dearly miss were judo and marathon running, and I had nerve damage. My left leg is not stable, and I was desperately looking for something, and I had been a sailor as well. And so with the balance of judo, which is counterintuitive, just like kayaking is, and my knowledge of the water, I took a paddling lesson and just loved it. Went out and got a kayak, probably sooner than I should have, not knowing nothing at all. But bumped into wonderful people here in Milwaukee Kayak Group, Sea Kayak Group. They've taught me along the way, and we learn from each other. Yeah. And I hope to do it forever, however long forever is.
Lake Michigan isn't frozen today, but by midwinter, there should be enough ice in the harbor areas to support ice anglers. Last winter, Elizabeth Cramer trekked to Lake Superior, where she spent a day with a group of women who loved nothing better than catching fish through the ice.
Ready? On the ice, you can walk around and talk to each other. Open water, I mean, it's still social, but ice fishing is social.
There's just a different energy when it's all women.
I make the fish little little trick I've learned.
And you're gonna start seeing all these lines there.
It's super empowering. It's something that's really hard to even put into words sometimes. Just being able to go out on your own and inspire other women to do things that they might not even be able to do. And not just women, but sometimes the men. You know, just getting outside of your comfort zone and doing something that's unknown to you. And it could be your next addiction. It's a lot of fun.
This is called a leech flutter spoon. We've been having really good luck on it today.
When I started to learn about mapping and navionics and knowing that, oh, look at the structure, I can just look at my phone and go where I want. And if I have my own auger and have all my own equipment, I can just do what I want to do.
I see things, I'm like, oh no, I can't do that. Oh no, I don't think I could do that. And so I put all these boxes around thinking, I can't. And Barb and Hannah and Shelly and everybody has pushed me to do it. And it's so empowering when I accomplish something that I didn't think I could. They push me outside my comfort zone time and time again. And every time I do it, I feel just a little bit more alive.
This ice fishing community is really like family oriented.
Oh, yes.
In Wisconsin.
Oh yes, and in all of the states, any of the ice belt, the ice fishing community, Minnesota, Wisconsin, Iowa, Michigan, any of them, North Dakota, South Dakota, it's social season.
Did I say darn it or dang it?
I have never laughed so hard as when I'm with these ladies.
Yeah.
These are my best friends, and I see them on the ice. My husband passed away in 2013. That's one of the reasons we're here, is we're celebrating him. And I'm introducing my friends to his lake, the lake that he taught me about. The ice fishing community took care of me more than you could possibly believe after he passed away, but these are the ladies that got me back out fishing.
Wow.
So they're amazing, and I love them.
And part of that had to be overcoming some fear.
That's what I talk about when I teach people. Ice fishing didn't kill him. An accident did. Accidents happen. He was one of the safest people out on the ice. He taught ice safety. He was a first responder. He was a retired police officer. An accident happened, and accidents happen. And so for me, what I want to tell people is, don't stop doing what you love. I love ice fishing. It is my favorite thing in the entire world. Don't stop fishing, or don't stop doing whatever you're doing because you're afraid something might happen. Obviously be safe, but do what you love. Life is too short to sit there and be afraid.
Hannah Hudson inspired this year because her process of dealing with her husband's death on this same body of water 6 years ago Saturday, being able to overcome that and be out here participating in the sport that she loves in spite of that, and what could make you more afraid about losing your husband in the same area that you're out here? That challenge goes out to a lot of women because they would say, ooh, I could never do that, or I could never do that by myself. But we're overcoming fears and being successful so they can overcome their fears and be successful, because if they see us do it, then they think, well, maybe I can do it too.
The fact that I get to show my favorite ladies, the ones who took care of me when he passed away and got me out here, my favorite body of water, and the fact that he grew up here, he is from Red Cliff, Native American, taught like Ojibwe. This was his soul, his heart. And now I get to do that and teach other women and bring more people up here to the people who took care of me in Bayfield, like coming to visit in the winter. I am so happy that I could do this, and I love my life, and that I get to do this. This is amazing. And Jim gave it to me. Like, amazing place.
We'll tell you how to learn more about the Women Ice Angler Project later in the show. Now let's head over to the MacKenzie Environmental Center near Poynette, where the Midwest Outdoor Heritage Education Expo, or Mohee, introduces kids from all across Wisconsin and beyond to a wide variety of outdoor activities.
We have the Midwest Outdoor Heritage Education Expo in its 6th year at the beautiful MacKenzie Center. And the idea is to try and connect the students with nature and the environment.
That gets your brain processes going.
We have 2,761 students from as far away each year, Highland School in Milwaukee, a lot of the schools from Madison, Scales Mound, Illinois, and the new record this year, Ashland Superior area. A lot of them haven't had an experience like this where they can try 40 different activities this year just to understand what's available out there.
Archery is always their favorite place to be. Most of them come here right as they get off the bus, and we see them come through the line 3 or 4 times during the day.
There you go, and let go when you're ready. There you go, nice shot.
We're introducing archery, the NASP style of archery, to the kids that come through the tent, so they get a chance to put their hands on the bow and shoot a couple arrows with some instruction on how to do that, and we're making sure everybody's staying safe.
Really bear down on that yellow spot, take your time.
NASP stands for the National Archery in the Schools program. Currently in Wisconsin, we're in over 800 schools in the state. Nationally, we're in all the states currently, and in several other countries.
3 fingers underneath the knot, and that index finger is going to touch your chin. Ready? Put that arm out straight, point it right, both eyes open, ready, just relax. Relax your fingers. Just let your fingers go. Good job.
We've got a lot of volunteer hunter ed instructors, just some volunteer folks from the Wisconsin Bowhunter Group, and just some friends that want to help grow the program and introduce the families to archery. So great group of volunteers. They put in a lot of hours here. It's a long day, but as you can tell, they're having a lot of fun with it. So it's a lot of fun to be part of it.
Aim small, miss small.
For this program, for NASP in general, we use the Genesis bow, universal fit bow, so any kid from 4th grade through high school can shoot it. And really the cool thing about it is the kids buy them and the parents are shooting the same bow, so they're able to experience the same thing the kids are. We use the same aluminum arrow, so everybody's shooting the exact same equipment, not only nationwide but worldwide for NASP archery. Keeps everybody on a level playing field and puts the focus back on the archer. A lot of smiles, a lot of laughs, and just a lot of fun watching the expressions on their face when they shoot arrows. So certainly a positive experience for everybody that's involved.
Keep that tomahawk nice and straight.
We rely on a lot of volunteers in all these different activity areas. They're the experts, and they're volunteering their time in order to connect kids with the environment.
I learned at a young age it was fun to enjoy the outdoors and the shooting sports and hunting and fishing and all the other great things that we know and love. As we were kids, and just want to pass that on for future generations so that we don't lose it and we can pass that hunting heritage on.
Fire! The line is clear. Go ahead and replace your target.
I would love to have them instill that number 1 is safety.
If they hand me a gun, I check and make sure it's unloaded.
From the firearm safety aspect, they move over to the BB gun shooting.
The line is now ready. You may shoot.
Pull the trigger.
They enjoy first time or multiple times they can come through and shoot firearms, the BB guns, and just have a great time.
Okay, one more shot.
They come back and we ask them to show them your targets to us, and it's just amazing the smiles on their faces, the excitement that they have, with the hitting the bullseye, and some of them even shoot the whole center right out of the bullseye. It's great. It's very important because I think today's society we're losing a lot of the chances of them to experience what we've experienced in our lives when we were young. And those opportunities are few and far between, and here they can enjoy it and get the touch of everything.
This is the one field trip that the dads want to come on more than any other.
My first time here was with my older son when he was in 5th grade. This is my second time with my younger son now. I think it's a great event. It's great for the kids. A lot of hands-on stuff here. The kids really enjoy it. A lot of stuff for them to see, and the people in the exhibits are really nice to the kids. Let them get right in there hands-on. They appreciate it. You guys have fun?
Yeah.
Good.
I've been involved in conservation. It's going to be almost 50 years. And things have really changed. We're much more of an urban society. Students are often involved in a million activities. There's also TV and electronic games. It's really a different world right now. But what Mohee does is provide them an opportunity to really see that other world and get the spark to learn what they could be doing, what they're missing.
My favorite thing was today there's like this chair and it has tracks on it and you can control it.
The outdoors are fun and entertaining. You get to do different activities.
You get to actually see the animals up close like a wolf.
From here, we tell them where they can go to get into what they call the R3 programs, ongoing mentored programs. Learn to hunt for food, fishing for dinner. And the light bulb goes on for the kids here, and they can pick what area they want to go to next. And those ongoing mentored programs are available through the DNR website and a lot of other resources.
The DNR has a wildlife booth here. We're lucky enough to be actually within the animal exhibit. We've got a wide variety of animals. There's a bald eagle, a red-tailed hawk, a couple of different kinds of owls. There's actually 2 lynx, so those are not native to Wisconsin, but we are lucky enough to have them here, which is pretty exciting. Also have 2 wolves. You've got the one of them who's wandering aimlessly behind me. Here with the Youth Expo, it's been really exciting to have a number of different students from all over the state coming in and talking to us. We get the opportunity to talk to them about Wisconsin mammals, talk to them about some of the hunting and trapping that goes on here in Wisconsin, and introducing or talking to these kids in general just about some of the different wildlife management aspects that we have here in Wisconsin. And of course, having these animals up close, you're not going to get to see a wolf this close, you're not going to get to see a lynx this close. So getting the opportunity to see that and actually be able to learn a little bit about those animals is a really unique experience.
Oh my gosh, look at this!
At our specific booth, the running excitement is the kids and looking at the wild animal scat or poop. This is the age range where that's pretty exciting. But also they're really excited about the furs, have learned some really cool stuff about animals. One of the topics that we're talking about here at our booth is about the importance of keeping wild animals in the wild. We have a campaign called Keep Wildlife Wild. The general goal is to tell everyone, but especially students, that if you see a wild animal, if you think it's hurt or injured, or if you see a baby wild animal and you think it's orphaned, the important thing is to call someone and talk to someone before actually doing anything with that animal. This time of year, we get a lot of phone calls from people where they think that an animal might be orphaned. Most of the time it's not. We're having fawns that generally drop in May, and so we're getting a lot of those calls. And fawns, mom doesn't stay near the fawn for most of the day, and it looks unusual to us. It's normal in the wildlife world, so that's really important for people to understand.
You know, there's challenges facing natural resources right now. A recent study came out, talked about how there's a loss of many species. We're obviously facing things such as climate change, which change habitat for fish and wildlife.
When it comes down to it, the real value is creating an awareness among the next generation. They're the future conservation leaders. They're the future voters and policymakers. They're the ones who need to be environmentally literate. And so by introducing them to these conservation concepts early on, it establishes that baseline. Some of them may never get into outdoor activities as a lifestyle, but they'll have an awareness that they wouldn't otherwise have. And for us, that's golden.
This year's Midwest Outdoor Heritage Education Expo is scheduled for May 20th and 21st. To learn more about Mohee and this week's other features, log on to MilwaukeePBS.org and search local programs for Outdoor Wisconsin, or visit the Milwaukee PBS Facebook page. Well, next time we'll attend a training clinic for Olympic luge hopefuls. Elizabeth Cramer goes whitewater rafting with Wild Man Adventures, and we'll get a spring turkey calling lesson from 12-time Wisconsin state turkey calling champion Jeff Frederick. Saying goodbye from Bender Park and Oak Creek, I'm Dan Small. Join us again next week for Outdoor Wisconsin.
Flash of a white tail moving through the pine. Long vowl of the owl in the evening. Loon on the lake, a muskie on the line. Outdoor Wisconsin. Free yourself like an eagle in the air. Feed yourself like a bear in the blackberry, like a hawk. Perch and stare. Outdoor Wisconsin. When the work in life is way too much, you're in too deep, way out of touch. Lace up your boots, get out of town. Walk in the wild or sit down and listen. Listen to the sounds of the critters of the night, to the wind and the leaves and the little river run. Coyote brother howling in the moonlight. Outdoor Wisconsin. Hike, fish, hunt, camp, sail, canoe. Ski, photograph, laugh, do what you want to. Stick your nose where the wild rose grows. Outdoor Wisconsin. Outdoor Wisconsin.